All right. Hello, everyone. Good to be here with you all. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kevin Chandler, and I have our special guest, Lori from the Way of Positive Change, joining us. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I've got a cold. I woke up at 2 a.m. this morning, and I haven't been back to sleep. A little fever, and a cold, but I'm good. I've got my crystals on me and meds on board, and I'm good, and cough drops, so I'm good to go.
Okay, pushing through. It's been a little while. When was our last show when I was on your channel? Was it end of August or beginning of September?
Last month.
It was last month, yeah.
A couple weeks ago. Month. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like so much has happened in that time. Like, I don't know. In a sense, it seems like it wasn't really that long ago, but I think with everything happening, I don't know. It feels like it was a couple months ago. I don't know. Kind of crazy.
It does, because it's been a lot. It's been a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, we were saying the summer and September, lots of heavy energies coming in. So.
And we're only halfway through, Kevin. We're only halfway.
Yeah, that's true. It's the 15th today. So we got through one of the eclipses. We have another one in a week, right?
The most powerful one is in a week.
Okay. All right, everyone. So if you haven't already, please go over to Lori's channel, The Way of Positive Change. Please subscribe. Please help support her. I do have the channel in the description box, and I also have your email if anybody would like a reading with you in the description box.
Okay. Yeah, it's my website, thewayofpositivechange.com.
That's what I meant. I said email.
Yeah.
I meant website.
I have some Saturdays. I have a few days in October. So you can go and just scroll down to book an appointment.
Okay. Do you have any classes or anything that you're teaching? Anything going on?
I just did the crystal class, and that was day before yesterday. And just finished up an 8-week tarot class. So I'll be doing some more. I'm doing a teeny bit of travel because I didn't go over this summer. So I'm going to take a couple of trips, and then I'll be starting classes again.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm probably do another crystal class in October, and then 8-week tarot course in November.
Awesome. And I love too, you actually, do you meet weekly with your class? You said 8 weeks, but you meet weekly and throw cards together too to see, kind of compare what everybody's getting.
Oh, that's the psychic development for members.
Okay.
That's our Sunday. That's our Sunday night class.
You get together. Awesome. Yeah, I just finished up one of my level 2 Reiki classes over the weekend, so I've been a bit busy with that. I haven't watched too much going on in the news, and I'm trying to keep my vibrations up with all the heaviness as it is. But I do also have Holy Fire Reiki level 1 and 2 classes in October and November. One is filled up. One I have 4 spots left. So if you're interested, check that out. I'm also teaching my first Holy Fire Master level class end of November. That's on the website. For my members, tonight we're getting together at 7 p.m. Eastern for our monthly Reiki and Prayer Circle live show. If anybody's interested in that or needs a bit of a boost, please join us for that. And I think that's about it. I think I'll be on Susan Lynn's channel later this week. I'll try to do a solo show later on as well. So
awesome.
So we got some people watching us. If we're reading on politics, current events, please post your questions in the chat. Lori and I will get to as many questions as possible.
Yeah. And I'll be going live tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. And you typically go live on Tuesdays and Fridays for solo shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yep.
Is there anything that you want to take a look at, Lori? Like I said, I've really have not been focusing too much on the news or politics.
Well, I really like that one question that we got about the fact that the DK funeral is in Arizona on the same day as the eclipse.
Okay. So take a look at the energy of that.
Yeah. So how does that go? Does anything, blow up or?
Yeah. Interesting day to. It's interesting when you brought that question up. I wasn't sure when they were having the funeral, but pretty powerful day to be to be doing that. So yeah, let's take a look at that to start. I will say a lot of the questions being sent in are about CK. So I don't know. For me, I feel like they're just trying to distract us from the Epstein stuff and everything else going on. So I don't want to spend the whole show looking at him, but we can take a look at a few questions on him today.
And that's what they want to do. They want to distract everybody.
Exactly.
We've got to get right back on track.
We're not distracted. We're not spending the whole show focusing in on that.
No.
All right. And we got a lot of good questions here. So let's take a look at the energy of CK's funeral and see anything big coming through with that, anything significant.
And I think there's two funerals. There's one that's very intimate, and of course Trump doesn't want to go to that one. He wants to go to the big one. He said he wanted to go to the big one. So I guess the big one will be on the 21st.
Okay.
So we're just going to see what's the energy of that day and the funeral itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I'll just say intuitively, obviously, a funeral, the energy is pretty heavy, but so I do feel the sadness, but I also feel the anger too. And I think that it will be used to continue to attack the left and incite the base. Feels very explosive.
It does. And they, someone will speak out of turn. They will not be able to control it. They won't be able to control the narrative. And if you're just meeting me for the first time, I'm a psychic reader, healer, teacher. So I do tarot, but I get hits just like Kevin does.
Yes.
They won't be able to control it. And there'll be a lot of emotional pain and backstabbing. Something doesn't go right at all. At the 9 and the 10. So even the energy leading up to it is fretful, and they're afeared. And then someone face plants, so someone doesn't do well with their speaking. My goodness, Kevin, I've got the 8, the 9, and the 10 of swords.
Oh, wow.
So there's other things going on in the world that are very...
I was getting the same thing. Something big going on in the world that may distract from it a little bit, but from the funeral itself. I have the 6 of Swords, so people just wanting to move on, move away from it. So it's a card of transition, but it's crossed by the manipulation with the Magician here. So people trying to manipulate the situation, project, to try to control the base with the Emperor right above it. But I think a lot of people are just ready to move on. 8 of Cups, so heading in a different direction. As the final outcome, I have the World coming through with the Tower. So the World's about completion, but it can also literally mean the globe. Something big going on the global stages that I think will probably take a lot of the coverage for it. And then the Queen of Swords, which is like a dark-haired female, being significant. And I wonder if it's the Maxwell stuff. But I do see that as a technique to emotionally manipulate people with their immaturity with the Page of Cups and 7 of Wands here, trying to create a fight. So I do feel a bit of a heaviness, but I also get like people just wanting to move on from it too. So feels like there's more significant stuff with the eclipse going on in the world rather than the funeral is what I'm picking up.
But they're gonna lay it on thick. They're gonna it's gonna be thick, and
too much though is what I'm getting. Like people are ready to move on, and they're just trying so hard to blame the other side and get people worked up, and people are just like over it.
They will have one accomplishment though, because I have they will feel smug that they got something that people will rise up a little bit and they will get something out of it.
Yeah.
And it'll be star-studded.
Yeah. A lot on the right showing up. Has Trump, you said Trump said he's going? I'm sure most of his cabinet and administration is going. So of course they'll make it political and, blame the other side like they have been before we even had before the shooter was even in custody, before they knew anything about him.
Right.
You know what? While we're talking about that, somebody sent in a good question. But do we feel like Kash Patel is going to face any repercussions for the missteps?
Well, he already has, but literally, he has seen the FBI Epstein reports. He knows all the people that he's in charge of. I mean, he knows what's in there. And so Trump can't really that's why I entitled that last video together that Trump and Patel will have to go together somehow, or they'll have to move him and threaten him and move him to another place or something, because he knows too much. And they've already got another guy that Trump was originally going to nominate to come and babysit Bongino. So Bongino's not doing anything, but he also knows everything.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so let's read on it. So let's see. Will Kash face any repercussions from his missteps here?
I remember when he got in there, I felt like there was a big scandal coming out and a focus on him that he would have to leave early. But I think it's interesting that you're picking up like him maybe leaving with Trump.
That, or they remove him and put him somewhere else, because he definitely does a face plant. I've read on him 5 times in the last 3-4 months, and I get the 10 of Swords every single time.
Yeah.
So his reputation is ruined.
Yeah, because I had the Ace of Swords just come out. So there's clarity, there's truth that's emerging that he's not going to be able to deflect from. Illumination with the sun, and then the Knight of Wands heading in a bit of a different direction. And I feel like it feels like it's more than just Patel here, because I have the 3 of Pentacles, which is often group work and collaborating with others. So I'm wondering if he leaves and 2 other follow.
I have that too.
10 of Swords, defeat, endings, betrayal. He wants to stay in there though.
He does. He's really fighting because he feels he knows other people are out for his blood.
Yeah, I get the Fool though. So there's a new beginning on the horizon for him. Yeah, and him not being happy. He may be offered a different position, like you were picking up, possibly. Because I have the 4 of Cups here with the Ace of Pentacles. So he's not happy with the new job offer. Somebody's offering him something that he's dissatisfied with. But I have the Fool here, so this is a new beginning. Him desperately trying to hang on there with the 4 of Pentacles here. Trying to hang on, but again, 10 of Swords. It's an ending. And 10. I'm wondering if it may not be this week, but I feel like in the coming weeks, it may be more October is when he's out.
Yeah, he's going to try to defend himself, but other people are putting him down. So they've already gathered. There's a whole plot here. They also want to question him. He's going to be pulled in to be questioned. And then he just has some really, 5 of Swords, Knight of Swords. He's trying to defend. Someone tries to help him, but he has to. Here's the offer. You're moving on. And, and all these opportunities. Maybe, since they blew up that boat from Venezuela, maybe they can have him be the ambassador to Venezuela.
God help us. Jeez.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right? Yeah. I do see him being offered something, though, that he's not happy with. He's not happy, for sure.
Yeah, change of places.
All right.
Maybe he's going to. Maybe he'll be ambassador to Valhalla.
To where?
To Valhalla.
What is that?
He spoke at the mic. I know you've been out of the news. That it was a farewell or message to Charlie Kirk. You're a good guy, and then he said, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Oh, yes. Interesting. Yeah, I did hear about that. I don't remember what it means, but
it's like it's the Viking, it's the Norse heaven, where the souls go.
Okay. Yeah, somebody saying that was so cringe. Yeah. Was there another question that you wanted me to look at, Lori? Or I remember you were saying something that you wanted to show me that was funny and you wanted to see my reaction.
Oh, well, there's a big trip coming up, and Trump and Melania are supposed to travel to the to meet up with Prince Charles, King Charles, and Camilla, and then Catherine and what's her husband's name? Philip, right? Okay, and then no, his. What
I don't know. I don't really follow the royals, so I'm not sure.
That's not his name. It's not Philip. Anyway.
William?
Yes. Yeah, it's William. Sorry. William and Kate. So William and Kate have been designated to show them around some places. And then Camilla and the king will meet with them, royal salute and a carriage ride and the laying of the tomb at Elizabeth's resting place. And then on Thursday, that's on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, this is even if he makes it. Yeah. And then when I was not feeling so great and I was drifting in and out of sleep, I got a hit on Melania because I had already read this, but I got a hit on her, and that she's supposed to take a tour with Camilla for Queen Mary's dollhouse of dolls, the House of Dolls, in the Royal Library at Windsor Castle. And I got that she's afraid of dolls like that. Like she's gonna have an Annabelle or a Chucky moment. One of the dolls goes, hi, or
it starts to move.
Something bad happens. And it could be a cat, or just a spook, or it could be a little poltergeist, a little gremlin that knocks something up. It's going to scare the living daylights out of her. She doesn't even want to go do that. She doesn't want to go.
Reminds me, I just saw the Conjuring movie over the weekend. Oh. And I believe Annabelle made an appearance in that movie as well.
So. Oh, did she? Yeah, I texted Linda happy birthday, and she told me she was going to go see the Conjuring, that she had just gone into the cinema, and I'm like, you are crazy. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Good Lord. Anyway, was it good?
It was. I wasn't really that thrilled with it. It was okay. There were a couple decent jump scares, but with sequels, the plots just aren't really that great, and it just kind of dragged on, and a lot of it didn't make sense to me. I wasn't a big fan.
All right. Well, I'm not.
But if you like a decent jump scare too, then go see it, and you can form your own opinion.
I just want to be in somebody's pocket at that doll library because I want to see it. It's gonna happen. She's gonna freak out. I'm just so happy about that.
Interesting. Well, maybe she's jumpy because maybe she just saw the movie and it scared her. Who knows? It's
maybe.
Funny. So do we want to take a look at their trip to the UK then?
Sure.
Yeah. I wrote on it last week. I did feel, when are they leaving? Wednesday?
Well, no, they arrive on Wednesday. So it's an 8-hour trip.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the time changes. So yeah, they either leave Wednesday or they leave Tuesday.
Okay. So let's take a look at that. I felt like it was going to happen.
Mhm.
I think it will be interesting with all of Trump's health issues. It's probably not the safest trip for him to take, but
Mm.
let's take a look at the trip in general, and then if you want to, we can take a look at the health.
Yeah, because I mean,
Play.
it's not like on a regular plane like we go on, or even when you get to go in first class. He can, yeah, they have beds on there and they can walk around. So, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So we're looking to see will he make it? Or what do you want to say the question?
Let's just take a look at the trip, because if it doesn't happen, it should show up in the cards, right?
Okay. Yeah. How will the trip go? The trip there.
Mm-hmm. I remember I was on Lori's channel in June, and I think we both made the prediction. We were talking about Trump's health, and I said, August and September, it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was gone from the press, and nobody knew where he was for a week, end of August. And with the 9/11 ceremony, his face was drooping really bad. I think he's been having some mini strokes. So
yeah. And some people said, no, if he had a stroke, it would stay like that. I'm like, no, you don't.
No, not the mini strokes.
It's a trans-ischemic attack, and those little TIAs like that, when they happen, you can be very just in a weakened state
Mm-hmm.
for 8 hours, 10 hours, maybe one day, and then things, all your muscles can go back to normal sometimes.
Yeah. But typically, if you're getting a lot of mini strokes, isn't it a lot of times a major stroke happens after that?
That is true. And the same with little seizures as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry, squirrel. Let's take a look at the trip to the UK. What's going on with that?
All right.
Somebody says sometimes Lori talks like a nurse.
Well, I worked in the emergency room for many, 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 many years. So I'm an emergency room technician. Yeah. I'm an EMT.
Ooh, interesting. Got a lot of major arcana that came out together.
Okay, I think Melania says she's not going to go see the dolls because she has to stay near her beloved husband because he does have a health problem here.
Yeah, well, every time he's out in public, she's been with him for the major stuff.
Yeah, she must be getting some crazy cash, man.
Yeah, hiring her as a caregiver, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely fears and concerns about the health, though. I think it happens afterwards, though, because I have the temperance angel as a into the future. Interesting, though, because I had the chariot come out first. So this would be like, okay, planning on moving. This could be the travel. Could be even something significant going on in the world, which we've been seeing a lot of like action that way. But then the high priestess. So there's secrets or a lot of things going on behind the scenes that they don't want shown. The moon comes out with it. But I have the Wheel of Fortune coming out with it as well. So, karma, it's a turning point. Something that they're doing behind the scenes, I do feel like there's illumination here. Something they want to keep hush-hush. You have the High Priestess at the root of the reading here. Secrets, there's a hidden agenda. One isn't there with them.
Mm-hmm.
Ace of Swords, though, there's some kind of truth and clarity coming out.
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to happen. You have the Ace of Swords too. Okay. I have the Temperance as the final outcome with the Eight of Cups, which Eight of Cups to me can often be a card of not feeling well, trying to find that balance, trying to find the homeostasis with the health. But this feels like it's right after the trip or towards the end of the trip when he's on his way home. But something big going on behind the scenes they want to keep hidden. I feel like there's illumination and truth and clarity coming out.
Yeah.
What are you picking up with it, Lori?
I think she's trying to get out. You would think she would like to go have fun there, maybe, but it doesn't appear that she wants to go. And I do feel like when we were reading last month, and I remember telling you that I had that dream that happened on that August 16th, 2024, that it would be 1 year. And so now, of course, we're figuring out that it's, the whole ending of August. And then what we read on in class that it would, and what you got as well, was that the unfurling of his health, or the crumbling of his health, would take place in September.
Yeah.
And it has been. And I feel like he has a blood test and a problem before he even gets on the plane.
Interesting. So there's something that he's questioning whether he's going to take the trip or not.
Yeah, he's got a problem. I don't see him being, it's like a problem being able to go to both places, the CK funeral and the England thing, but he's having a problem before he even gets on. But they're going to give him, a magic potion. And I think he's going to pull it off. So
probably maybe to his detriment too, because like I said, I feel like the health thing may happen right at the end of the trip or right afterwards. But if he's doing so much, going overseas and coming over here and traveling and not resting, not trying to find that balance with the temperance card, maybe something happens because he's not taking good care of himself. He's not
right. And we didn't really ask about his health. We just asked about the trip, so we can ask about health.
Let's take a look at the health.
Yeah, and there's some solace, you guys. We can take some solace is that as Melania as his helper. I mean, that's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Can I say I looked at his health last week when I did my solo show, and this deck's called the Psychic Oracle, I believe, but it has chakra cards in here. Wow. And can I tell you, as soon as I started to shuffle, looking at his health, the third eye chakra flew right out, which tells you there's something going on with the brain.
Yeah.
It literally flew out like 2 seconds into starting to shuffle for it. So I just thought that was interesting.
That's big when they jump like that.
Yep. All right. So do you want to look at his health during the trip or how the trip will affect his health?
How about I'll look at how the rest of September goes for him with his health.
All right. Is that what you want me to look at, or do you want me to look at the trip?
Will you look at the trip and I'll look at the remainder of the month?
Sounds good.
That would be great. Then we'll get
tag team that so we can get 2 questions done at the same time.
Right.
I agree with Krista. She says doctors told him to slow down and rest, and of course he isn't listening. No, he is not.
And even though they may have put a shunt in and a stent, or
I got a stent.
Okay, or whatever they put in to help the circulation, something's still not quite right.
Yeah. Well, can I tell you the first card out again, and this can be a card of a surgery or procedure, is the Ace of Swords. And I got that for him in the last read too.
Right. And he has confusion. He has problems that they don't even, they can't even see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because he walks away from his responsibility for caring for himself. And in this last eclipse, he really walked away. And then here's that doctor card right on him right now. So he's having a problem right now.
Yeah, I agree.
And he has to go. So I don't know if we're going to see him tonight or tomorrow. What's happening? Keep an eye out for this because he's got to go for a test. So they're either coming there and they take him in a special area in the White House, or he's going to go have a test first. Mm-hmm. That's a building for me. And he has to go. It's like he can't not go.
Yeah. Like he's chained to it, like he's forced to it.
Yeah. And I think it has to do from the waist down, the circulation problem to do with his legs down. They're going to give him medicine, but he could very easily have a clot or a problem, or just can't walk right, or they'll do some venous, Doppler studies or something. But when I get the hangman, that's usually legs.
Yeah, the legs being upside down, not working. And I have the root chakra in the past. We've been seeing the struggle with his walking, with the legs. Interesting. I get that he's not going to feel well for this trip. Low energy. I almost feel like the stomach's acting up a little bit because he's got the solar plexus chakra card crossing him during the trip. He has the two of wands here, so that could be looking out into the world. In this deck, it's literally like a waiting game. Like, it could happen any time. But I do feel like when the health really goes downhill, it's going to hit him very quickly. He's got the 8 of wands below him, and in the home environment, he's got the chariot. So there's a lot of quick energy. This trip is not going to be well for his health. I'm feeling like it's afterwards, though, and you're picking up more towards. Were you saying like that? You were the rest of the month, because he's got the 8 of cups as the final outcome with the Tower, and then the 7 of cups. So this is him not feeling well, needing some time to recover. Something is critical. There's some chaos, some turbulent energy with the health, and leaves him feeling very confused. I mean, I don't think he's the most logical person anyway, but confusion, stuck in his head. And at the root of the reading again, the Ace of Swords here.
Okay. And if he already has gone in the air, he's going to have to go somewhere to get checked out. They're either going to have a physician come to his room or to his part of the castle, or I don't know. Where do you stay when you go over there? Will he be staying at Windsor Castle? I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, if he was invited there, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. So somebody's going to. He has to go get checked out. The doctors, and that could mean the doctor's right with him too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's somebody there with him.
Yeah.
People are saying he's due in the UK tomorrow evening.
Okay, so I mean, he's going to have problems, and for the rest of the month, he's going to have to go to a building and have more tests. And I feel like he loses quality of like he can't do what he wants to do, and he has to be taken somewhere. That's what I'm going to keep.
Yeah. Well, they can continue to give him drugs and try to put a Band-Aid on the issue. At some point, the issue's the issue, right? You can't hide from it. Can I just say, Keitha's mom says, "Oh no, GI problems. I feel for whoever he has to be in the vicinity. Smells bad." Yeah, Melania might actually welcome the doll tour to get away from him for a little bit.
She might. But usually when the hangman is the outcome card and we're looking at the end of the month, this means that he can't continue this way.
Yeah.
He's hung up, stopped, he's hitting a wall, and he has to go get treatment.
Yeah.
So that just to me means everything comes to a standstill.
And maybe even too, my guides were talking about surgery or something major, and I do feel like he's had some minor procedures, like maybe a stent, but maybe he is incapacitated for a short time.
And that
major surgery.
Ace of Swords.
Yeah. Well, I've got it 2 times in a row. Kind of talking about the health. Yeah. All right. For entertainment purposes only.
Yeah. Something. I mean, he could step in the noose by the tree and just get whoop, but. Okay.
Well, and I had the root chakra in the past too, which we've been seeing. He's dragging his leg while he's walking. He's out of balance with the legs.
Yeah.
Do we want to take a look? Excuse me. Rob wants to know, do we see any mass protests from MAGA? Do we want to take a look at that, like following that whole incident?
Are we protesting them or are they protesting? What are we asking specifically?
I think his base protesting or causing any situations.
Oh, okay. So will the Charlie Kirk, Nick Fuentes, MAGA people protest? Will they protest?
I mean, you see it all in line with people commenting on it too, and I think a lot of it's the bots out there. Everybody calling for civil war, but like I said with our last reading, I do feel like people are upset, obviously, but I do feel like at some point it's like people just want to move on, and maybe more big news comes out where they can't use that as a distraction anymore. I feel like, because I feel like the Epstein stuff coming out massively very soon. I feel like this month, but probably even going into next month.
I've got the Two of Pentacles jumper that just came flying out of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very emotionally unstable atmosphere. Yeah. So will MAGA protest the Kirk?
No, and I have the Two of Pentacles as well.
Okay.
They feel tied to him, and they're feeling very much out of balance, emotionally unstable. I do feel like there is some action here with the Ace of Wands. But the thing is that the movement itself is losing support. The Ten of Cups is on its side here. So it's just not getting the support that it is. You're going to have some incidences like lone actors or people going against people with this Knight of Swords here.
Yeah, there's going to be
some fight. I'm not getting the Tower, though.
I have it.
You have it? Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a big problem.
Because they feel like they have to stand up, like they have to be part of the resistance here. I don't think the support is as big as what it was in the past. And it could be because people are hurting financially with the trade wars, cost of living being so high, Epstein stuff. So there's a lack of support here that was there before. Some people are like ready to go on the attack. You know, Nine of Wands are feeling defensive and emboldened. So I do feel like there is some here. To me, it doesn't feel like it's large groups of people coming out, though. I'm feeling like it's more like you may have a lone wolf or a few lone wolf attacks, kind of thing like that. Because I do get that there is something here.
Yeah,
What are you picking up?
Yeah, there's a fight.
Like, yeah, there's a fight. I have that.
There's a fight. Yeah. And then it ends up being okay, you know, but there is a fight. There's definite, you know, or in the eclipse energy, there it is, but there's definitely a fight. And then Five of Wands is more than two people. So there's definitely, people are looking, they're spoiled for a fight. On my walk, there are Trumper people, and I know who they are, that had all the Trump signs out, and they have their flags that half-mast. Like half-stacked, half-stacked. Yeah.
With the Tower, though, too, I will just say, it obviously is a card of change and chaos and heavy energy with it. But it could also be a bit of that fracturing that I've been talking about with the MAGA movement and the Republican Party. Like, how long can the support go for? At some point, it's going to implode, so that it can be rebuilt on a stronger, stable foundation.
That could actually be, that could pertain to these cards specifically, that they fight amongst themselves. Nobody's happy.
Interesting.
And
yeah.
Themselves, and then one group comes out the winner.
I'm getting goosebumps with that. It's a fight between between themselves of how to respond. And I do, like I said, I'm getting a lot of conflict, 9 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands. So there is going to be some, fighting and them trying to do something to disrupt the system, to disrupt society. But yeah, it almost feels like this incident really leads to a lot of infighting and division amongst the MAGAs. Yeah. Cold bumps, spirit bumps, I call them.
Yeah, because they're already mad at Patel and and Bondi and the folders and the lies. I mean, they're already, and the lies, like you said, about the economy and the price of eggs and
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I did hear about this, and I had been predicting, ICE, him sending it into some of the cities. I was thinking Chicago, but it seems like he's backed away from that from now.
That would just I think
it would have been a fight.
Yeah. Somebody already died in Chicago for just ICE being in there without even being goaded by Trump. That's just not the place. I think whoever warned him don't go there was really intelligent, because that would have been really bad.
Yeah, I agree. But he kind of wants that, though, too. He wants to create that environment of fear so he can be the tough person, like, I'm cracking down on this. It's all about his image with it, too, and his control and power. But yeah, I'm glad that I agree. I do not think it would have went well had he sent them to Chicago. I'm sorry.
He could still do it. I mean, if people make fun of him, he could still do it.
Absolutely.
Like he tacoed.
Yeah. Mimi wants to know, if ICE, National Guard, military go into Memphis, Tennessee, will the city block them like Chicago did? I think that's a very good question. Because I think the mayor of Memphis came out and does not want them sent in, but obviously the governor, I believe, is a Republican. I mean, it's a pretty Republican state and is all for it. So it makes it a little bit harder when you have a governor that's fine with it.
All right. Will the city block ICE and the National Guard? In Memphis. Both sides are trying to hold their ground.
I get that too.
What else have you got?
It's interesting because I almost feel like there's a delay. Has he started sending ICE and the National Guard there already?
If he did, I haven't heard it today yet.
Okay. Because I have the hangman here, which can be a delay or kind of tabling the issue for now, and like reflecting on where I'm going forward with the 8 of Cups here. I'm going to say if he sends them, and I'm kind of feeling there's either a delay or he's going to send them, I think it will be short-lived. I think that there's going to be a bit of a fight there. Because I have like the 2 of Pentacles. It's like both sides kind of like coming back and forth with this. It's not the most stable, though. And this being a quick turning point with the Wheel of Fortune here. It's all about power, though, and like the spotlight being on Trump and him being able to control people out of fear. And a bit of sadness, I think, is the final outcome. But I do get like there's a bit of a fight. People not wanting them in the city, and it doesn't feel like it's for a very long time. What are you picking up with the cards?
They try to hold on. Both sides try to hold on, but one side fails. And the soldiers, the National Guard, do not want to go. They do not. They don't want to go. And there are going to be people that will fight this. Now, I don't know what the rules are with the National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you take leave. I don't know how, if you can just say I'm not going, or turn in
I
your.
have ups too, so maybe some of them just maybe not wanting to go or just not being into it,
They
just
don't
being
want,
there, tired of it.
and we're going to hear about it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that causes a delay with the action too, because people don't want to do this. It's not something that they're excited about. They're feeling fatigued and tired and just over it with that 9 of Wands. Like I said, I had the Hangman as the final outcome, so could be some kind of delay or some kind of pause to it.
And that could be if Trump has a problem too.
Yeah.
That maybe that will delay it, but somebody isn't going to do something they're expecting to do. They'll either be deserters, or Trump will go away, or both, or some ICE people will say, I don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't feel like it's going to work out for Trump. He's not going to get what he wants out of it.
No, it's just going to be they're going to shine the light on something there. There's just some truth coming out that they don't need them where they're going, and people don't want to go. It's not, it isn't there.
It kind of fails with this whole plan of sending National Guard and ICE to big Democratic states and cities, and we're having those governors fighting back. He thinks he can maybe get away with it sending it to Republican states, but they're still not having it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Republican states where there's Democratic mayors.
Yeah. Well, especially in the cities, right?
Yeah, and they want to go to predominantly where brown people are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, more brown.
Yeah, where there's diversity.
Yeah, where there's diversity.
This is a good question, and we've been on for about 50 minutes, so we'll probably only do another question or two. Sure. But I would like to take a look at, can we take a look at peace in Europe, or what's going on with NATO, given Russians' provocations in Poland? And we do have the eclipse energy coming up too.
Yeah, and they also put a drone over Romania.
Yeah, so they keep trying to push it and test the waters.
There'll be peace in Europe with NATO.
Let's take a look at if there's going to be peace in Europe with NATO, and then I want to take a look at the situation to see if they keep pushing it, if NATO's getting involved with Ukraine, because Russia keeps going into the NATO countries. I do feel like there's some escalation coming in, though. I'm sorry to say.
Will there be peace in Europe and NATO?
They're putting a lot of money into the country's security. They're getting prepared for it.
Yeah, and they're not buying weaponry or machines or planes from us.
Right.
I mean, some still are, but some. Well, my first part out is the tower.
Mm.
So they're already shaken up right now, presently.
Yeah. My first card out is the 9 of Pentacles, which means that, like, security, putting money into their investments for their security here and doing good. I do feel like there is definitely escalation, but I do feel like NATO is sound. There's security there and cooperation. So I feel like they're okay with all of this, but there is a bit of an escalation with the Chariot. It's kind of like having to make a quick response to the Russian threat there. It's interesting too, because I do feel like their intel is really on top of it too. Page of Swords here. So it's like there's a lot of clarity and information of what Russia's planning on doing there. So they're already like one step ahead. is what I'm getting. They're coming up with a strategy. King of Swords here, coming up with a plan. They don't want to fight back. They don't want to escalate things. Seven of Wands in the hopes and fears, but they will stand up for themselves. And I do feel like there is some quick action here with the Knight of Swords. But I do feel like they have a strong, solid plan. They have security. They have support amongst with other countries. And they're on top of it with the intel. I'm not getting the Tower or a lot of conflict cards here. I feel like it's more like retaliation. And maybe it's even sharing, their equipment, their intel with Ukraine and all of that too. But there is some coming together and like having to make a quick decision here. What are you picking up with it?
Yeah, they're not going to put up with anything. They've already, they know they're dealing with, at the root of this, they know they're dealing with the supreme bully, a serial bullier. And they've put guards up already. And they're not gonna listen. And I feel like they're gonna watch. They're going to watch, but they're also going to they're ready to invest the money and stick together. And I think they'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your first card out was the Tower, though?
It was.
So it was probably a bit shocking for them, but I think it's really pushing their support and them to work together to really come up with that plan then.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Do we want to take a look at, is NATO going to be getting directly involved with that war? Do we want to look at it that way?
Yeah. Will NATO get directly involved in the Ukraine or Poland, Romania borders? Ukraine, will they be getting involved?
They're just tired of they're tired of Putin.
Yeah, they are.
To me, it feels more defensive for Ukraine rather than offensive, but I do get that there's some action taken here.
Yeah. And they will try to, they want to, of course, take care of where they are. But the hardest times are right now. They are going to help Ukraine. They will help them get power. They will help them give them a big stick or a big.
I have it too.
Okay.
But really just tired of it. I'm getting like the 9 of Wands here, so they're feeling a bit fatigued, feeling battle weary but successful. Ace of Wands with it, so this is some kind of action being taken, or something that re-inspires them, reactivates them to come into action. And then the Fool could be because of the foolish actions that Putin's doing, trying to test the water, or it's a new beginning in this front. You have the 6 of Wands here, which can be like a celebration or kind of like acknowledgement, with the 7 of Wands. So like they're done allowing him to step over them. They're standing up to the bully. They're setting those boundaries, and they will fight back. To me, that's more of a defensive position with that in the 9 of Wands, though. I'm getting a lot of investments into Ukraine, working hard, sending a lot of money here, and then coming in strongly as a group. Three of Pentacles is the final outcome. So I'm not getting a lot of like direct action taking. It feels like it's more defensive,
strengthening, aiding.
Aiding.
I feel like there's going to be one area that's supposed to be kept. Excuse me. There's one area that's supposed to be kept safe, solid, or where money is, or maybe Ukraine reserves or an area that where something will fall over or something threatens that area, and then they're like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, we're done. All right. So we have about 5 minutes left. We typically, I think, when we do our shows together, like to ask just any guidance from Spirit or what wisdom Spirit has for us to manage during these turbulent times.
Mm-hmm.
You want to throw a card or two? I will just say I shared on my community board a post that my Reiki teacher had put on her Facebook. But I'm just going to read that message because it really stood out to me, and Spirit was telling me to share it with the group because everything is so heightened right now. But I will throw a card as well.
Okay.
But the thing I posted on my community board is to make it a habit to talk about blessings more than burdens. When you spread positivity, the universe blesses you with even more blessings. Close the window that triggers you, no matter how captivating it is. Be disciplined about what you entertain. Where your focus goes, energy flows. And I think that that's such an important reminder to not give up, to focus in on the world that you want to create, focusing on the blessings that you have in your life and those that you want to create for the world. I think it's so easy to get sucked up into the toxicity of the news and Trump and war and all of that. But where we place our attention and our awareness, we manifest and create more of that. So kind of shifting that perception to focus a little bit more on the positive.
Yeah, watch your boundaries, watch your focus. What are you receiving? Mm-hmm. Someone wants, Mariva Ramirez wants to know when your next Reiki session is.
Lesson class, I have 4 openings. Let me pull up. I'm going to post another class for January later today as well, but I have 4 openings, October 26th for the level 1, and then the level 2 class is November 16th. So it is a 2-day class where you learn level 1 and 2, and we're together for most of the day. It's 10 a.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So that is my next class for level 1 and 2.
All right. So can I go?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's important before you leave your house and before you start your day that you carve out a good 30 minutes to really get spiritually grounded and do your prep work for your food and do, and in touch spiritually, because there's a fracturing going on and there's some sadness there. So we have to it's like what your message was. You have to be on guard and prepared. Okay. And get out in nature. This is the big, big deal. And then, we have to defend.
Yeah.
Because the sneaky people are doing sneaky things, and Russia's going to do something bad. I'm just letting you know. Russia's going to do something bad. Because there's a real sneaky, something sneaky. But if we stay spiritually grounded, you do your spiritual practices, your keys to wisdom, your prayer work, your light worker family, and keep the enlightenment going, you'll be fine. But watch your focus, like Kevin said. What are you focusing on? What's your goal with this? What is your focus? Where is it? Get focused.
Yeah. Well, my cards are validating the message that I just said, and then exactly what you're saying. I threw a crystal card and we got onyx, which is extreme grounding, connecting to the earth, root chakra. Also, too, I think a lot of us light workers are really feeling all of the earth activity and all of the universal energy coming in too. So just being nice and grounded, taking that time to be present. This brings vitality from the deep earth, shields from contagion and physical energy drains, deflects negative energy. So maybe helping with keeping that positive perspective. Very protective too. And then I have the gratitude card coming in, message of gratitude. So sitting in that gratitude, the things that you're grateful for. And I love the idea, sometimes I'll even recommend for my Reiki clients or those that I give reading for, a great way to shift your perspective is doing a bit of a gratitude journal. So writing 2 or 3 things every day that you're grateful for, but then just challenging yourself not to repeat the same thing over. And so then you're actively looking throughout the day for the small things that lift you up or that feel good. So sitting in the gratitude. My day begins and ends in gratitude. I'm grateful for the good that comes to me. I'm connected to an unlimited source of abundance and love. Beautiful message.
I love it.
No,
Yes.
I love those 2 cards are very much validating what you're picking up too.
Yeah, just staying spiritually grounded.
Absolutely.
Focus on staying spiritually grounded.
Amen.
All right.
All right, my friend. Well, it's always so good to have you on the channel. I'll have to go on your channel here soon. I'm sure that will be so much going on, so we'll talk about that. But thank you for joining us, Lori. It's always a good time.
Thank you for having me. We read very well together. I think we read very well together.
I think we complement each other really well too. All right. So so I'll be on later this week for my members. I'll be on later tonight for my Reiki and prayer circle. So talking about sitting in gratitude and grounding energy. If you feel like that might be helpful for you, I'd love to have you join us. Lori will be on tomorrow. What time will you be on for your solo show?
12 Eastern.
12 Eastern. So make sure you go to Lori's channel, The Way of Positive Change, subscribe, and see her show tomorrow. We'll be updated with everything.
Thank you.
All right. Sending love and blessings, everyone. Take care.